Good evening, everybody. Welcome to your Manchester United emergency meeting show. In tonight's show, we are going to talk about the Bald Fraud's future remains very unclear, and INEOS are interested in talking to Thomas Frank. I mean, wow, Thomas Frank. I don't think he'd been the right man for Manchester United. I think he's more England level, to be honest. I think you make a decent England manager, but not a Man United manager. Let's get the narrative right here. But big up to every single one of you who's live and logs in this evening. Much appreciated. I say you're starting to think whether you were going to get a video from Mr. Joshy J today, but I never let you guys down. I've been watching the darts, so this is why I'm a bit late this evening. So, yeah, great first night of darts. Unfortunately, Luke Litzler lost, which is a shame, but fair play to Robert Cross. Done a decent job. Good evening, Mr. Brutal, also Mr. Good evening to you, Hayden Cox. Good evening to Day Night 14. You joined YouTube in 2013. Actually, it was 2011 I joined. That's when I first uploaded in 2011 on my very first YouTube channel. But that's unfortunately no more. But this has been my most successful channel ever. Honestly, I love it. But while you are watching live, if you are a Manchester United fan, make sure you are hitting the subscribe button. But Mr. Joshy J, why are you wearing a Plymouth Argyle goalkeeper shirt when you're a Manchester United fan? Because I can. Because I'm a fan of the Green Army. I support them because I'm family in Devon and Cornwall. Manchester United will always be my favourite club, but I'm wearing their shirt because at the moment they deserve it much more than me wearing a Manchester United shirt. The Green Army deserve it, me wearing their shirts, unlike my favourite club, where in the last two games I've not wore a Man United shirt. But Mr. Joshy J, you're not a true fan if you don't wear a Man United shirt during match days. Oh, get in the bin, yeah. Seriously, get in the bin. And La Basara. Bate Anamiu Ia da Puta. I knew Bald Trolls was staying. Well, there's so many different reports at the moment. Michael.Chelsea FC, Bald Trolls staying or Bald Trolls going. You just don't know what to believe because there's so many different stories. It's absolutely crazy. I cannot keep up with it. It's like, what the actual fuck, man? Just let us know. Put us fans out of our misery. What is going on? Is he staying or is he going? But it's already confirmed that the Bald Fraud is on the holiday. Talk about timing when they're literally having a meeting about his future. He's on fucking holiday. I mean, you just couldn't make this shit up, could you? Going away while your future remains in the balance. It's like, oh my goodness sake. But Joel Glazer in the meeting today and Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Joel Glazer's there. I think it's pretty much set in stone that the Bald Fraud will not be in charge on my birthday on the next game against Brentford. If he is, then forget it. We're done. We're absolutely finished as an elite football club. Like, we have been finished for a while now as an elite football club. But if we get him, we're done. It's as simple as that. If we keep him, we're finished. I mean, reports of Thomas Frank coming in. I mean, come on, man. He's not Man United standards. Yes, he's done a good job with Brentford, but no way is he ready to step it up and manage Man United. let's get the narrative right here. Honestly, that would be an absolute disaster if we go for Thomas Frank. But Mr. Joshy J, why are you rolling out Thomas Frank already when he's not even been given the Man United job? Because I know he's not the right man for the job. And it'd be an absolute disaster, honestly. Well, Joel Glazer is the majority shareholder. That is his right. Yes, it is. But he hardly attends any Man United meetings. Usually it's his brother, Aaron Glazer. But Joel Glazer, he's still in my bad books from about 3 years ago, trying to create a European Super League behind our fans back in that. Get the fuck out of here. What are we doing here, people? I mean, that was an absolute disgrace. And he came out with that PR bollocks letter. Joel Glazer is a parasite. I mean, the whole Glazer family cannot be trusted, honestly. Absolute wankers. I absolutely cannot stand them frauds, honestly. Can you give me a shout out on YouTube? Big up to you, Daniel Knight 14. But yeah, I agree with you, Gaz Elliott. You know, they cannot be trusted, honestly. I mean, they are an absolute virus to this football club, honestly. And I'm so glad now that they've taken a step back from the footballing side of things, just focusing on the business side of things, where Sir Jim is now focusing on the footballing side of things. But, you know, it's absolutely ridiculous, honestly. Trust the process. No, thank you. I'm not trusting any process. But you're a Man United fan. You must trust the process, Mr. Joshy J. Fuck the process, yeah? I'm not trusting any process. I'm actually going to go down my own lane. Joel Glazer has destroyed this club. Facts, he has. Absolutely destroyed it. And I am absolutely seething about it. Fuming, honestly. Michael, why have you not been in Charlie's stream for a long time? I guess Michael.JLCFC is busy, you know, streaming on his own YouTube channel. He's been doing MotoGP live watch ons recently, which I'll catch up with him at some point. Definitely see what it's like and that. But yeah, I've never forgiven Joel Glazer what he did trying to create a European Super League behind our backs and that. Who the fucking heck does he think he is? And that PR apology letter, I don't accept your apology. No way. And I never will accept your apology. You are an absolute disgrace, yeah? An absolute disgrace. I absolutely cannot stand the Glazers, honestly. If the new manager comes in, will you trust a new process? I mean, I still won't get on board with this and trust the process, but I'll do my very best to get behind the next manager, whoever we bring in next. But why aren't you wearing a Man United shirt? Because they pissed me off recently, mate. Honestly, that's why I've not worn Man United shirts the last couple of games. Why do they deserve my support of wearing the shirts if they're literally not going to put up any fight? It's like, fuck it. Until you sort your shit out, I will not be literally putting on the Man United shirt for a little while yet. Honestly, I'm sick and tired of it, man. Then why are you wearing Green Army shirts? Because I'm proud of them. You know, I'm proud of how Wayne Rooney's doing and the Green Army. That's why I'm wearing the Green Army shirts. If during the meeting tomorrow they decide to not sack ETH, how seething will you be? Oh, mate, I'll be absolutely fuming, honestly. Oh, you would not want to see how angry I am. Literally, that wooden spoon will be coming out, and I'll probably be shaking in anger. Honestly, you would not want to see me when I'm angry, because when I'm angry, I can really bite. Honestly, what will you say? I would say, right. I don't like trust a process and all that crap and nonsense as a Chelsea fan. This Arsenal, that's Arsenal and not Manchester United. I agree, 100% agree. I'd say INEOS out. That's what I would say. INEOS out and Glazers out as well. Because immediately I'll be both owners out, honestly. Well, I'm already Glazers out, of course. I've been fucking Glazers out for nearly a decade, honestly. The ball trolled is the most eluded manager I've ever seen. Facts! And he talks so much banger mash waffle as well, honestly. I've never known a manager to speak so much banger and mash waffle, honestly. It's like, get the fuck out of here. What are we doing here? Go and protest. I mean, believe you me, if I lived near Old Trafford and that, my goodness sake, literally I would. I'd literally gather a few of my like friends and that who are Man United fans and bloody go and protest. But keep it peaceful, of course, not cause any criminal damage, because a lot of protests, a lot of these supporters decide to cause criminal damage. Like, remember during the pandemic when nobody could go to the stadiums and that, somehow our fans found a way into the stadium and started doing damage to like the seats and that in the stadium. Not sustainable. That is going way too far. I was absolutely fuming with our fans who chose to do that. Honestly, if you do that shit, you don't represent our football club. Honestly, you need to protest and you should stream it. But unfortunately, I live a long way from Manchester. So I'm not willing to make the journey up to Manchester just to go and protest. Let's get the narrative right here. But, you're a plastic fan. You're from Somerset, Mr. Joshy J. And what? And what? Yeah? Literally, you could be anywhere in the country supporting Manchester United or around the world. Look at Michael.Chelsea FC. He's a Chelsea fan and he lives in Manchester. He lives nowhere near London. So all this saying's like, oh, you should support your local clubs and that. Get the fuck out of here. I would literally go toe to toe with anyone who said that to me. I'll put them right in the bin, honestly. Sick and tired of it, man. Oh, you're a plastic fan for not living in Manchester and that. It's like, shut the fuck up, yeah? Mind your own fucking business at the end of the day. The Glazers don't care about the protests. They are parasites. I agree, Gazanda. Manchester United fans should go and protest. What do you think of Man City winning their appeal? I mean, it doesn't surprise me, to be honest, because no doubt about it, the Premier League are corrupt. And so it's the Premier League nil, Man City 1, and we'll find out after the 115 charges whether it being the Premier League 1, Man City 1, or the Premier League nil, Man City 2. We'll soon find out, won't we? Because apparently that's coming out in January. Because this case they had is a completely separate case to the 115 they're under investigation for. But yeah, I'm not surprised they've won against the Premier League because the Premier League is corrupt. UEFA are corrupt, and also FIFA are corrupt as well. All footballing organisations are corrupt. Let's get it right here. Absolutely corrupt, man. And it's nowhere near sustainable. But money, money, money. I will do anything for pound notes. This is why these footballing organisations are corrupt. Let's get it right. But, you know, I just want to know what is going on. Where do we stand? Are we keeping the Bulls rules for another 4 games or something? Or have INEOS decided, right, enough is enough now? Because don't forget, this is our worst start to the Premier League season ever. And I mean ever. The Bulls rules will now be remembered as the manager who had the worst ever start to a season. Let's get it right here. And it absolutely baffles me to how these fans are still behind the Bulls rules. It's like, what the actual fuck, man? Why are you still behind the Bulls rules? What good do you see in him? And you have these pundits saying, oh, he's a lovely man, this and that. He should be getting more time because he's a lovely man. He cares about the job, this and that. Get the fuck out of here, yeah? What, seriously, what are we doing here, people? Them pundits who are saying that, you just know that they are being paid by the football club to say it. Let's get the narrative right here. Because no way the players can't stand the Bulls rules. Facts, absolute facts. And a lot of these fans think, oh, these players are throwing another manager under the bus and that. Why do you think they don't get on well with him? Because the Bulls ruled is a bully. I mean, he literally bullied Cristiano Ronaldo out of here. You know, Ronaldo, CR7. And David De Gea as well. He bullied out of here. I mean, what are we doing here? Seriously. And if we keep him on as manager, that is failure, honestly. Because we're 14th in the Premier League. 14th with a -3 goal difference. That's nowhere near sustainable, man. A -3 goal difference. Get the fuck out of here. Seriously, man. I have no idea what's going on, honestly. And I'd love to know what's going on, but unfortunately, we won't know for a while, will we? Because we remain in the dark and that. I was hoping the news was going to come out at 10 a.m. UK time when the New York Stock Exchange market is announced and that we parted company with him, but obviously not. But a meeting has happened at Old Trafford today, so it's like, I reckon the manager's fate has already been sealed, but they're going to keep us waiting. They're going to keep us fans waiting. No, tell us now. Let us fans know where we stand, because literally you have pissed around, yeah? Literally, it's a disgrace. The football club are pissed around, and us fans deserve better. Honestly, all I want is Manchester United to do is play some really, really good football. But we're not playing good football, are we? This is literally the most pragmatic football I've ever seen. I've never known the manager to be so pragmatic. But it's the injuries, Mr. Joshy J, why you're playing pragmatic football. Look, you cannot keep using injuries as an excuse, okay? What, you're going to blame it on injuries because we're 14th place with a -3 goal difference? Get out here, man. Seriously. It's like, what are we doing here, people? 14th place. I mean, you're having a fucking laugh. We're Manchester United Football Club. Why are we down in 14th place? I mean, that's nowhere near sustainable. But you're only 6 points off 4th, Mr. Joshy J. And what? And what? Yeah? And we're only 5 points off the relegation zone. Goldfish has got no knowledge. He's saying it's fairly obvious. I mean, until I hear it in black and white, Michael.ChelseaFC, I'm not believing in any of these stories whatsoever. Because some reports are saying he's staying, and some reports are saying he's going. So, which is it? Goldfish is getting paid. True, but yeah, it's like I want to know, are we still going to have this manager in charge on my birthday on October the 19th when we play Brentford? And don't forget, with Brentford as well, they've been scoring goals in the opening minute. So they're not going to be afraid to try and get an early goal against us, are they? Not one bit. Because usually we're slow starters. It takes us ages to get going and that in football matches. So imagine if Brentford make a fast start, the confidence that's going to give them and that. But you know, the international break now, great. The fucking international break. I fucking hate international breaks. It's like get on with the Premier League season, yeah? Put the international breaks in the bin. Seriously, in the fucking bin. Let's get it right here, people. But oh my goodness me, man. If he is still manager, then I'm going to lose my shit, honestly, because we cannot keep this up, honestly. I mean, what are we doing here? Seriously. I mean, there's rumours that we could give him 4 more games, right? And then what happens, say, if we're closer to the bottom three and we're in the relegation battle? I mean, can you imagine that? Man United Football Club being in the fucking relegation battle. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. It just wouldn't be anywhere near sustainable. I mean, and you've seen before, haven't you? Teams with decent squads actually get relegated. You know, it happened to Wolves before, it happened to West Ham. So just because we're meant to be one of the big 6 clubs doesn't necessarily mean we are immune from relegation because we're not. You know, the longer we're down in this position, the more peak it could get and the more and more we could get dragged into it. Let's get the narrative right here. Because now, literally, we have scored no goals in the last 3 matches in the Premier League. I mean, what the fucking heck is that all about, man? No goals in the last 3 matches. Nowhere near sustainable, man. Honestly, that is not Man United Football Club's standards. It's as simple as that. I'd love to know what is going on in training. Honestly, why are we missing so many chances? Man United ownership RMS. I agree, 100% agree with you. Down 14, you're spot on, mate. But it's a disgrace, an absolute disgrace. The state and its football club said, honestly, that this just is literally not Manchester United. Let's get the narrative right here, people. This is nowhere near the same football club I've fallen in love with. Growing up, I used to watch Man United competing for Premier League titles, winning a lot of trophies and that. All right, we didn't win the Premier League every season, but we were in contention every season. And that should be our standards, yeah? Compete for the Premier League title every season. No excuses whatsoever. Let's get the narrative right here, people. I mean, oh my goodness me, how much more peak can it get for Manchester United? I mean, obviously, rival fans are going to be bantering us, which is absolutely understandable because Man United deserve all the banter they get because we are a joke of a football club, honestly. We got a manager here who's been here for 3 years and still doesn't know what his best team is, and he's been in a job for 3 years. How can you not know right now what your favourite team is? I mean, what are we doing here, people? Seriously, what are we doing here? It's just like, get out there, man. Seriously. I'm sick and tired of it, man, honestly. I'm sick and tired of how, like, the standards is being lowered because of social media. And I'm sick and tired of how much PR bollocks is being brought into our fan base and that. This is why hardly anyone holds the football club accountable because they are too afraid to speak the truth. But If my football club do not perform, I hold them accountable. Because you know that saying, accountability is the best ability. Let's get the narrative right here, people, yeah? That is the best ability. Accountability is the best ability. So, if my football club do crap, I call them out. I hold them accountable in that. Shall I tell you why I hold them accountable? Because I have elite high standards. Let's get the narrative right here, people. Absolutely have it right. But Thomas Frank in contention for the Manchester United job. Good manager at Brentford's, but nowhere near Man United's level. More like England's level. Just imagine if we get Thomas Frank. I mean, oh my goodness me. It's like if we have him, we'll be in a relegation battle. Let's get it right. I mean, literally in a relegation battle. Just imagine if Manchester United, worst case scenario, did get relegated. I mean, oh my goodness me. We wouldn't hear the end of it, would we, from these fans? Just imagine in the season, right, we got relegated where a lot of Man United fans want Man City to be relegated because they won 1-5 and that. And they get let off and we could be the ones who go down. I mean, just imagine that. That'd be absolutely crazy. But we just need really a couple wins to give these players confidence. And I think we'll be around like 6, 7 area. I don't think we're going to trouble the top 4 at all this season. Forget it. That's not happening. I mean, to be 6 points off it already, it's not impossible to overhaul that, but to be 6 off now means you're playing huge catch up. And I mean, we're already 10 points off Liverpool. Look at what Army Slot's doing, yeah? What phase is Army Slot in? Liverpool are top of the Premier League. Army Slot has been there for only 6 or 7 matches, and his team are top of the Premier League, and rightly so. Liverpool have been playing outstanding football so far under Army Slot. Yes, I know they got beat by Nottingham Forest at Anfield, but so far that's the only bad result they had really under Army Slot. But Army Slot is doing outstanding. But he had a good Liverpool team anyway, because Jurgen Klopp left that team in a good place. Like Sir Alex Ferguson, really, with the Glazers, even before he retired and that, there's no way he could leave this Man United team in a good place because the Glazers wouldn't allow it, honestly. And under the Glazers' ownership, overpaying the odds on players as well. I mean, that's another reason why their standards has been lowered, yeah? Literally putting these players on ridiculous wages is like, nah, get the fuck out of here. What are we doing here, people? Seriously, man. It's just like, get this football club back on track. Whether it's with a new manager or you put your faith into this current manager. But the narrative remains the same. If the ball ruled is still in the job, the ball ruled is literally changes nothing for me. Ball ruled out. Let's get the narrative right here. If he goes, then great. I'll be absolutely buzzing. But why do you wish someone to lose their job, Mr. Joshy J? Look, he'll find work again soon and get a 17 million payout. I think he wants that 17 million payout, to be honest, but are INEOS and the Glazers willing to pay out that 17 million pounds to give to the ball trolls? There's no doubt about it. He wants that money. Let's get the narrative right here, people. He's had enough. He literally wants out, but will the Glazers and Sir Jim Ratcliffe literally give him what he wants and that? Now, there's rumours saying that the final decision is going to be decided by Joel Glazer and Omar Breeder. Other reports are saying it's going to be decided by Jason Wilcox and Sir Jim Ratcliffe. So you just don't know what to believe, do you? But I could imagine it'd be down to Joel Glazer and Richard Arnold if his manager is staying or going. But the fact he's on holiday and that just goes to show, I reckon, deep down, that he may have lost his job. He may already know he's lost that job and he's enjoying life with that 17 million payout. But until I hear a confirmation about it, I just don't know what to say, really, because we're in the unknown. It's like until a journalist comes out or a football club come out with a statement, until the football club actually come out with a statement, it's like you're in limbo, aren't you? Because you don't know what narrative to believe, whether he's staying or going. But we need to find out soon because us Manchester United fans do not deserve this shit, honestly. Because literally, our team are having such a crap season so far. Why should us fans be kept in the dark? We deserve closure now. Let us know what's happening, yeah? Excuse me. Do not delay it, yeah? Just then we'll know where we stand, whether we have to prepare for life after the ball's rolled or whether he's still going to be in the dugout for the Brentford game or something. But either way, it's huge. The ball trolled has said he's confident that he's staying. I mean, oh my goodness me, man. Wow, wow, wow. I mean, if he does stay, this football club has no ambition or minerals whatsoever. Let's get the narrative right here, people. It'd be no ambition, no minerals. Let's get it right. I mean, what a fucking disgrace, man. Honestly, this football club is a joke. It's nowhere near the same as I noticed it. And it's so depressing, man, honestly. It's like, why have my beautiful football club become like this? Honestly, it's like, it's a joke, man. Honestly, what the fuck is going on? Why has it got so bad for? Do you think I really enjoy ranting and raving? No, I don't. But I feel the need to do it because my football club are hurting me inside. And like I said, they hurt me so much recently. I've not had the motivation to wear any Manchester United shirts at all since what the Tottenham Hotspur game. That's the last time I stuck on a Manchester United shirt. It's like, why on earth do these players deserve my support if you're not going to show any fight whatsoever? Let's get the narrative right here. If you're not going to show any fight, then you don't deserve me wearing your shirts. It's as simple as that. It's going to get really toxic at Manchester United fans will boo. I mean, literally, the longer this drags and that, then the balls ruled in lovers and the balls ruled out fans are literally going to be at war with each other. And if you're at war with each other in the fan base, things could get very, very, very ugly. So we must not let it get to that stage, honestly. It's like, it's about time us Manchester United fans came together and said to like the Glazers and Sir Jim that this is nowhere near sustainable. This isn't Manchester United, fans arguing with each other if the ball ruled is staying and that. It's like, no, no, no. We should be all together in this one. We should all be asking for the balls ruled out because what you really think 14th place is acceptable for Man United Football Club standards? No, it's not. It really is fucking not acceptable. It's an absolute disgrace. And I feel embarrassed, honestly. Society he left Man United stand. Yeah, because Saeed and Mark Goldbridge, they had to fall in out with each other. So that's why Saeed started his own YouTube channel. But it's like, if we keep him in, then I'm going to be seething, absolutely seething at the highest level. But, you know, I like I said, like I just said, they had some sort of falling out with each other. So that's why Saeed left and decided to create his own YouTube channel. I'm not sure whether he left or he was fired. To me, I think he might have got fired by Mark Goldbridge. So that's why Saeed and Mark Goldbridge have a lot of beef with each other. That's my thinking towards it anyway. Not 100% sure. Saeed is funny, laugh out loud. Oh, he is. Saeed is absolutely amazing. I just love Saeed, honestly. He has a rant about anything. And he has rights to rant as well, because literally, it's like, this is not Man United, for fuck's sake, man. What are we doing here? I don't know what this is, but this certainly isn't Manchester United. It's like we are sleeping in a bad dream or something. Let's get the narrative right here. I mean, it's like, can you wake me up when this nightmare is over? That it was all just a long dream. But unfortunately, it's not a long dream. It's the reality. What happened in Manchester United now, this isn't like imaginary or anything. This is real life. We really are 14th in the Premier League with a -3 goal difference. I mean, can you believe it now for a club like Man United to be 14th in the Premier League? To me, it's just not acceptable or sustainable whatsoever that we're 14th in the Premier League. It's like fucking 14th place. Why are we 14th? Shall I tell you why we're 14th? Because we got players who are not performing and a manager who is out his depth. It's the symbols that, well and truly, out his depth. But, you know, I just want a decision now. Us fans should know where we stand, whether it's going to be Ruud van Nistelrooy as interim manager or the Bulls Fraud is still in charge on my birthday. I'd love it if the Bulls Fraud is out before my birthday, but if he's still in the dugout on my birthday, oh my goodness sake. What a way to try and ruin my birthday, yeah? 14th, and some of the fans are still backing this Bulls Fraud. It's because they're literally being fallen for the PR in that. Any fans who still back this manager are literally falling for the brown envelopes. Let's get the narrative right here, people. The brown envelopes are absolutely ruining football. So just imagine if, you know, say one not wanted the Bulls rule to stay and the other wanted the Bulls ruled out. It's like, then surely there will be some sort of civil war going on between like the chairman and the INEOS group and that. So things could get very, very messy indeed. And I honestly believe things will get a lot worse before they get better. Let's get it right here. But, you know, let's literally listen to a few reactions in a second. Just going to finish off my decaffeinated cup of tea. Yes, decaf, because this time of night I like to drink a lot of decaf. If I'm doing a late night live watch along, then sometimes I have a normal cup of tea, to make sure it gives me the energy to stay awake to do the live watch along and that. But mainly this time of night, I mainly drink it decaffeinated, to be honest. But big up to every single one of you live and locks in this evening. Much appreciated. Now, if you're into your Manchester United content, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. And if you like listening to me talk about loads of different football teams and that, make sure you're subscribing to my Mr. Joshy J Football channel. Link in the description to this video, and the link to my F1 channel is also in the description to this video. But yeah, like I said, we will listen to a few fans' reactions and that, because it's like so many different stories and that. It's like you just don't know which narrative to believe, do you? I just want to know. I want to know if he sacks, yeah? If he sacks, I'm going to be so relieved and happy and that. But if he's still in the dugout for my birthday, I'm going to be absolutely seething, honestly. But the fact that some of these fans still back this manager is baffling, honestly. Do you want me to put links in for your channel because I am a mod? Yeah, you could do. Yeah, go for it, mate. Yeah, because I got a football channel and an F1 channel as well. And you could link this channel as well. Yeah, as your mods. Because you're mods, you're able to post links, but if you're not mods, then you wouldn't be able to do that, would you? But luckily for you, because you're a mod, you are able to do that for me, which is a massive help. So thanks for that. But yeah, it'd be interesting to listen to what other fans are saying. I'll get the iPad in a second. How do I do it and put links? I don't know how to do it. Literally, go to my channel, Mr. Josh CJ, then click on the dots where it says copy link. You copy the link, then you paste it into the live chat and that. So yeah, but the links are in the description anyway. But big up to everyone live and locked in. While you're watching live, if you are a Manchester United fan, let me know what you think of the situation. Are you manager in, manager out? Because, I just love to hear other people's opinions and that. But, it's like, what is going on? Because we are in the dark, honestly. What is going on? But yeah, nearly finished, I'd say now, and then we'll start reacting to a few fans, hear what they got to say about the situation. Because I always like to hear what others are saying. Hmm. Right, I'm finishing that now. So yeah, I'll go and get my iPad. Right, got my iPads now. So, yep. Well, listen to other fans' reactions, whether a lot of them want the manager to stay or a lot want the manager to go. Hi, Josh, mate. Good to see you, mate. Hope you had a good day, mate. Good evening to you, Adam Partridge. How are you doing this evening, mate? Thank you for joining me this evening, mate. Yeah, I've had a great day. I've had fish and chips, mushy peas for dinner. Mmm, lovely. I know how to do it now. Great. That's great. See, I knew you could. You just need to experiment with these things and you'll know how to do it in the future, won't you? It's all about playing around with it, getting used to it. Right, here we go. Have a look to what Mark Goldbridge is saying. That's an ad, so we'll let that play. Yeah, there you go. Just seen the link come through. I like your football top you've got on, mate. Thank you. It's a Plymouth Argyle goalkeeper shirt.
Welcome to the United Stands. I'm Mark Goldbridge. This is the latest Manchester United news, and the yo-yo that is Manchester United Club goes up and down again because we were thinking this morning that Ten Hag is probably safe. Well, if you banked on that, you've lost your money. He ain't safe because now we're hearing that Ten Hag could be sacked tomorrow at another summit meeting. Lots going on, lots to discuss. Get your comments in. Look, I've got to say that if we're not careful, we're descending into where we were in May. Why is it why is it we take so long to make decisions that to a Ten Hag outer are very clear, to a Ten Hag inner are very clear, but Man United, yet again, too many cooks spoiling the broth. And can I just say, there is a big, clear and obvious indicator here that the media don't seem to want to discuss. Certain fans don't seem to want to discuss. It's there evidentially for you. It's there for you visually. Joel Glazer's part of these meetings. Why is that Pratt still part of this football club? Why is he still part of big decisions? INEOS want to tread a new path.
Because literally, yesterday's Saturday night 14, if you don't mind. Literally, right? Joel Glazer still owns most of the football club, so of course he still wants to be involved in the decisions, doesn't he? Let's get the narrative right here.
INEOS want to learn from the past. There's a guy in the meeting with 50% of the club telling you what to do. Are we just being mugged off as a fan base? Because Joel Glazer is part of these decisions in every update. Whatever outlet you read, Joel Glazer is on the board making the decision with Sir Jim Radcliffe. But we're a new club. We're heading in a new direction. We're learning from the past, and he's got a huge voice on what happens. For the love of God, why is he still involved? Because he owns half the bloody football club. The guy hasn't got a clue. He's a certified absolute moron when it comes to footballing decisions, as evidenced by the fact that we've been shit for 10 years with him in charge, and also Old Trafford is rusting with him in charge, and he is still there making decisions, and nobody wants to talk about it. It's almost like you're a fantasist, Mark. You're talking out your arse, Mark. I'm not a fantasist. He's in Manchester. Courtesy of Webby O'Neill, big meeting today at Old Trafford. Ashworth, Barada, Sir Jim, Sir Alex, Sir David, Joel Glazer involved as well. I just despair at why we can't make logical decisions quickly. And why are we waiting till tomorrow, 2 days after Villa? Like, if you've made your mind up, you've made your bloody mind up. What have you got? What have you been talking about for the last week?
Because they know the longer they delay it and that, the more of a PR story they can make. You know, let's get an everything right here. Because it's all down to pound notes. I will do anything for pound notes.
Football is not about taking your fucking time on everything. Get on with it. The time to do this was after the Spurs game. Doing it after Porto and Villa when we've drawn is actually a little bit weird. Not doing it immediately after Villa is even more weird. Leaving it to...
Well, it's not really weird, is it? I put both your channels in the live chat. Thank you. Much appreciated. Yeah, I can see now. Thank you, Daniel14. But it's not weird, really, is it? After we had our worst start to the season ever. Let's get the narrative right here. Hi, Josh, mate. You think Ball Troll to be gone tomorrow, mate? As Joel Glazer was at the meeting today, I think he will be, mate.
Tuesday? Just get on with it. Get on with it. Anyway, look, let me just give you an assessment of what's going on here. Obviously, want to get your thoughts ever. This is what's coming out from numerous sources now. iPaper are saying there is a growing feeling that there is a growing feeling that Manchester United's football committee, Joel Glazer, Sir Jim Radcliffe, and Sir David Brailsford may sack Eric Ten Hag soon. Ten Hag. Calm down, Mark, calm down. There is a growing feeling that Man United's football committee, Glazer, Radcliffe and Brailsford, may sack Ten Hag sooner rather than later. That's from iPaper. From The Guardian, Eric Ten Hag's future will be decided at an executive summit tomorrow. I mean, that just absolutely amazes me. As per Sam, who gave you the update this afternoon, there is a growing feeling that Sir Jim Radcliffe maybe feels that now is the time to sack Eric Ten Hag. But also, Sir Jim Radcliffe said at the weekend he will leave it to his senior football committee. Well, in the senior football committee, there are people that don't feel it's the right time to sack Ten Hag. One of those is believed to be Dan Ashworth, who is the director of football. So, again, we're sort of stuck in this situation again, aren't we, where we've got football people saying one thing, and then Sir Jim and his crew saying something else. And we're sort of stuck in this situation of too many cooks spoiling the broth again. Yeah, look, ultimately, what do I think?
It's like the players just don't know where to stand, do they? Until it's sorted out, it's like, will they have an interim on charge on my birthday, or are these players still going to be under the Ball Troll management? We need to know what's going on. You should add a night bot to your channel. I'm Josh, mate. What football games do you go to, mate? I watch my local non-league team, Chippenham Town, sometimes in the National League South. That's one league below the Conference Premier.
Amazon time, the 2 days are here. 2 days of INEOS.
I think that just get on with it. That's what I think. I think the biggest frustration I have is when we take our time on these things. And I know we want to walk to the right decision, but the reason you're walking is because you're not in agreement. That seems to be the issue here. Some people are saying sack him and some people are saying not. In which case, we've got disagreement. We haven't got harmony. So, look, I'm frustrated because I would rather we just announced whatever we're announcing today. And apparently it's going to be tomorrow now. But that meeting tomorrow wasn't meant to be about this. And yeah, look, honestly, I just want to move. I just want to move on one way or the other. If it's with, and also apparently Sir Jim Radcliffe wants Ruud van Nistelrooy. Look, I'll tell you for free, we will be back in this position in the next 12 months. 100%, we're going to be back in this position in the next 12 months. I might be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I have a feeling I'll be right. I don't see anything changing, and also I don't like repeating myself, But I do not like the fact that Joel Glazer is still heavily involved in Manchester United. I think there's a large part of me that doesn't want to make it about this, but I actually do think we've been played as a fan base ridiculously, and we're so fucking.
Shall I tell you why he's still here? It's because if he gets rid of all the football club, him and his brother can no longer take money out in the football club to put into Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's get the narrative right here. If the Glazers lost at Manchester United as their collateral side of things, it's like they won't be able to put money into Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm going to sleep now. Every time you started stream, do you want to put... I'm going to sleep now. Every time you started stream, do you want me to put both of your channels? Yeah, you could do. Mark Goldbridge is ball trolled in, mate.
I really think we're so thick. I mean, they're not even subtle about it. They turned up at Wembley. Everybody's saying that Joel Glazer's here in Manchester now talking about it. Like, oh, it's INEOS. It's INEOS. It's not fucking INEOS, is it? It's not INEOS as Man United. It's not INEOS making the decisions. It's footballing people suggesting decisions to Joel Glazer and Sir Jim. And Joel Glazer's got a massive say in it. And what's different then? I don't want this guy involved in this football club, and we still have it. And on top of that, today, I wasn't going to talk about this, but on top of that, today, Manchester City have just won a major case, which is going to allow them to pump money into their football club from organisations that they own. So Newcastle and Man City are about to have a bloody party if it goes their way, whilst we're stuck with debt. If we'd been bought by Qatar, we'd be having that party with them. So I'm not saying, look, that's done and dusted. But what I am saying is, if these football clubs are now able to start pumping money in legit, we can't pump money in legit. We haven't got any money to pump in. We're still going to be living off paying the debt off fans' fucking money. So, look, sorry, but I'm just a little bit pissed off tonight, if I'm being completely honest, with seeing that name, Joel Glazer. I don't want to see that name in relation to this football club. The guy is an absolute parasite to this football club and should not be involved in these decisions. But of course he's involved in these decisions because actually we've had the smoke, we're living in smoke, aren't we? We've had the wool pulled over our eyes because why wouldn't he been involved? He's the majority shareholder of Manchester United Football Club. He owns over 50%. I want Ten Hag to leave, says Abhijit, not because I doubt him, but because United ruins careers. He'll succeed elsewhere. The fan base must unite on this instead of turning on the next manager. The club's core need deeper change, says Abhijit. Well, it's funny, actually. The Ten Hag, not the Ten Hag story. The Thomas Tuchel story that came out this morning from the Manchester Evening News. And I said this morning, it's a load of bollocks that Tuchel's being linked to Manchester United. It's guesswork. We were told at lunchtime, and Sam obviously discussed it, that this yet again is coming from Thomas Tuchel's people, the same way it did in the summer. He was touting himself for the job from April, and he's doing it again now. So Thomas Tuchel is using the media, apparently through his agent, to stir up interest to try and get him the job. But the interesting thing about Thomas Tuchel is you've got these people who are saying Ten Hag out, Tuchel in, right? They don't research, they wouldn't know they had an elbow because they don't look further than their hand. They wouldn't know what an elbow was.
I hate Joel Glazer so much. I do as well, Gaz, Elliot.
Tuchel's quotes on Rashford and Bruno are very, very revealing. Very, very revealing about how much in admiration he is for Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford. Now, you might believe, well, he's the guy who's going to get the best out of them. Yeah, he's going to go behind them and he's going to say, I'm just going to switch the switch to make you consistent and make you a possession-based number 10, Bruno, and make you a consistent winger, Rashford. Yeah, no, he's going to keep picking them every week, isn't he? And we're going to be stuck in the same position again where people are going, drop them, they're inconsistent. So, people talk about Thomas Tuchel, but they don't do the bloody homework. Very big admirer of Bruno and Rashford, which is great if it works, but that's exactly what Ten Hag was brought in to do as well. get the best out of players that Man United aren't willing to sell. Imagine if we sack Ten Hag, get a new coach, play good in the first season with the new coach, then second to third season, the players don't play under the new coach. Why do we not learn from Oli, Mourinho, and now Ten Hag? We are Player FC, says Arash. We are Player FC. We are Player FC. Izzy says it's crazy you can read the future. Well, it's easy to read the future, mate. It's very easy to read the future when the past is always the future, when the cycle is always the same. It's very easy. That's why people say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. It's very easy to predict the future because this is what we do. We recruit a manager. He does well in year one. Year two, it starts to go wrong. And year three, he gets sacked. And the cycle has been that for 10 years. I mean, I was reading the chat before I went live, and somebody in the chat said, Mazraoui's out of the Moroccan squad due to a potential injury, according to Matthew McFadden, by the way. Garnacho's not gone with the Argentinian squad because of a knock as well. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Hopefully it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing if they've just got a knock. It's a bad thing if they're out for longer than the international break. We'll have to keep a tab on that. But somebody was saying that Erik Ten Hag is the worst manager in Manchester United's history. And I don't normally sort of start chatting in the live chat before a show. And I went, what shit are you swallowing? Because that's some special brand shit, that is. Worst manager in our history. Year one, third, and a trophy.
Not really. I think that supporter is talking pretty spot on. You know, literally 8th place in a minus goal difference last season. And this season, 14th and a -3 goal difference. What? You really don't think he's the worst manager ever? You seriously need to have a word to yourself here. Because to me, no doubt about it, he is literally the worst manager we ever had in the Premier League. Look, he did very well in his first season, yeah? Getting third, winning that Carabao Cup. Great, well done, well done. We will forever be thankful for that, but since then, it's been absolutely shit.
Year two, 8th and a trophy. Year three, worst start in Premier League history. He is not the worst manager in our history, mate. He's finished third and won 2 trophies in 2 years. He's had a very bad start to this season. Probably does deserve the sack, admittedly. But this sensationalist, like, if he gets the sack, it's because he's had a bad start to this season and he finished 8th last year. He's not the worst manager in our history. You might want to look at our history. David Moyes is easily worse, and I would argue that there's a few more that are worse than him. He's won 2 trophies back to back. I'd love to see the amount through, and if he's sacked.
Right. It's like, you know, literally, David Moyes wasn't even given a season, was he? Let's get everything right here. Wasn't even given a season. And now, you know, it's like these fans are trying to come up with so many excuses and that. What are we doing here?
Tomorrow, he's sacked tomorrow. But he's not the worst manager we've had. And I do think that there is a lot of repetition around what happens to every manager at Manchester United and how INEOS are going to plan to change all that. It's going to be very interesting to see. United 1 says, as we're seeing with McTominay, oh my God, I'm not even reading it. I'm not even reading it, mate. Sorry. Absolutely not reading it. We're at the start of the show, not reading it. I mean, he literally said, we're seeing with other managers that you can get more out of McTominay. Ten Hag got loads out of McTominay last year. It's a terrible point. So, yeah, there's better stuff to talk about. Ten Hag didn't want to sell McTominay.
I agree, Adam.
He scored a load of goals for Ten Hag last season. He was one of the bright spots of last season. So it's not like he was sat in the reserves crying, is he? Hallie's empty and all the devils are in our dressing room, says Eric. Tuchel will transfer Mount back with Rashford, says P4 Paper. I don't want Tuchel. A lot of people don't want Tuchel, and you just want something that's new, to be honest. How's he going to transfer?
Why don't you want Thomas Tuchel? Thomas Tuchel literally won the Champions League with Chelsea. He is an elite manager. And for a while, he had Chelsea in the title race as well. What? So you're saying you'd rather like keep this manager, not bring in an elite manager? I mean, Okay, fair enough. That's your opinion. But what are we doing here? Seriously. Real talk, what the fucking heck are we doing?
Let's just focus in on this one. Fantastic super chat. Thomas Tuchel's going to transform Mount back.
Cheers, Adam.
Has he got healing hands? Does he turn wine to water? Does he walk on water? Is his middle name Jesus? Was he born in Bethlehem? How the hell is he going to take Mount back to Chelsea form when Mount can't get fucking fit? I don't think the problem with Mason Mount is Ten Hag, mate. I don't think Mason Mount's problem is he needs a coach to make him play better. He needs healing hands to get him fit. Unbelievable. Hi, Mark. Why keep saying we should look forward, but then you keep referencing De Gea and don't pray? Oh, shut up. Just literally shut up. We bought players. I mean, what about we're talking about Ten Hag's future? Twist your melons to start talking about praising Onana and not wanting to hear about. Mate, that was 10 minutes this morning. I want to look forward, and you're talking to me about I don't think we should have sold De Gea, which I've been saying for 18 months. What? How does your brain work? Can we get you on the show? Do you fancy coming on the forum? Because, mate, I'm interested. You've got me interested now. How the hell does your brain work? Hi, Mark. Just wanted to say I love your streams and everything you do. It makes my work easier to get through, says Daniel. Thank you very much. Tuchel is just a Ten Hag blueprint. If we change, we need a total change, says Jack. Can I get a shout out for my dad, Stephen? It's his birthday today and he loves watching you, Mark, says Jamie. Thank you very much. Big shout out to Stephen. That's from Jamie Canning. Shout out to his dad, Stephen. Tuchel, personally, I respect others who don't, says Yasha. Imagine we sack Ten Hag, get a new coach, says Arish. Oh, no, I've done that one. And Abhijit says, I want Ten Hag to leave, not because I doubt him, but because United ruins careers. I've done that one. Do it while he's on holiday, like De Gea, says Parker. And if you were in charge, who would you take as replacement tomorrow? I have a sneaking suspicion Van Nistelrooy could be interim. The media has been focusing on him a lot, says Scatman. It is going to be Ruud Van Nistelrooy, mate. If he gets sacked tomorrow, the sources talking about it today are nailed on, and they've been talking about Ruud Van Nistelrooy. So all the talk of Thomas Tuchel, it won't be him. It will be Ruud Van Nistelrooy if he does get sacked tomorrow. I honestly can't give you the answer on this, by the way. I don't know whether it is going to happen tomorrow or not. I just wish they'd done it today. I don't like the way we behave, actually. I don't like the way this football club behaves around decisions. I hated the way we treated De Gea. As you said, he was on holiday, told he'd got a contract, off you go. I hated the way they treated Ten Hag, left him out to dry for 2 weeks whilst on holiday. I hated how slow we were on the Agate deal and on the Mazraoui and De Ligt deal. And I hate how slow we are on this again. It seems to me there's too many people with a there's a lot of good people in that football club, but they need to fine tune it. Every decision we make is so slow. I mean, what I don't understand is what they did last week. What were they doing last week after Spurs? If I was in charge, if I was Sir Jim Radcliffe, after the Spurs game, I'd have been on the phone to Barada saying, this don't look good, Brev. What are we doing? And then Barada's going,
empower knowledge workers with AI-powered business productivity software.
Oh, we don't think it's looking good either. Right, what are we going to do when we get rid of him? Well, Ruud. Okay, I agree with that. Okay, so let's not do it now. But no matter what, we do it after Villa. Unless he wins both games. Sounds good to me, Sir Jim. Right, okay, let's do it. One problem with that, Sir Jim. Joel's not available till next Tuesday. That's what it sounds like to me. It's definitely not best in class, like Dee said. It's slow. The last time I checked, it was a week ago, people were in meltdown. Today was the day they expected anything to happen if it was going to happen. Why are we having a meeting about it tomorrow? I don't get it. Just you either know or you don't know. And it's not like we're lining up another manager. Ruud Van Nistelrooy's already there. Which leads me to think they won't. I don't think they'll do it. Actually, I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think they're going to do it. It makes no sense to do it tomorrow. It doesn't mean they won't. I'm not killing it dead. If they do it, they do it. I don't think they're going to do it. I just think it's embarrassingly slow to have to hold a bloody meeting a week and a half after they should have known the bloody answer. So I don't think they'll do it. We're living in less loop every year, says Jack. Sack him, don't sack him. The performance of the team won't change, says Constantine. Mad Boy has gifted 5 memberships, by the way. Can we get some love in the chat? And Mad Boy says, Glazers don't even come to games, yet they want to decide. I wonder if they actually watch games, you know, or do you think they just record it and watch the highlights? Or maybe they just get an alert on their phone. 3-3, Maguire late header. Pure amateur course of action from the board, says Rob. If they wanted to get rid of him, they should have done it in the summer. Joe Maguire, our club has bigger problems than Ten Hag. And MUFC says, my dad, Florian, loves you. Can say hi to him. Hi to Florian. And lots of shout-outs out for the dads this evening. If sacked, Mark, who do you want in the summer? Says Yasha. It's a long. I was thinking about this afternoon because I was over doing the podcast at lunchtime. Thanks everyone who watched that, by the way, on That's Football. And I was driving back, and they were talking about Man City, and I needed something to take my mind off it. And I was thinking, who would I want as the next Manchester United manager in a dream scenario? I don't want Michael Carrick, Jordan. I think Michael Carrick is just another fantasy. Oh, he used to play for the club. I don't really want McKenna as well. I think it's a massive gamble. Obviously, I don't want Southgate or Potter. I don't want Tuchel. For me, I want the very, very best manager you can get. I want to get a manager that Liverpool fans go, shit. I want to get a manager that Arsenal fans think, shit. Not that sounds really bad. I don't want a manager that Liverpool fans go, he's shit. I mean, like, I want them to shit themselves. I want them to think, oh my God. And other clubs have done that. I've seen other clubs appoint managers and I've gone, don't fancy that. Chelsea have done it in the past when they got Ancelotti and other managers. So I want to get a manager where everyone sort of looks up and goes, Well, I agree with Super there. I think Nagelsmann, Xabi Alonso would be very good. Amorim. There's 3 there straight away. Someone in the chat just said Liverpool and Arsenal are already looking at our manager and saying shit. Yeah, that's why I had to clarify. I meant, like, you can say shit in a, oh my God, shit. You know, if Liverpool signed Mbappe, I'd go, shit. Not like he's shit. I mean like shit. So yeah, I think for me, Alonso, Nagelsmann, Amorim, one of those 3 would be a manager that I think the world of football would go, that's an interesting signing. I mean, look, the same.
Xabi Alonso, you know, I like him, but, you know, it's like being an ex-Liverpool player, it won't exactly be a good look, will it? Big up Josh Marcus, the biggest run in that out. DTH will scrap against dead teams, and he will say United are back. Love sports rules. Don't see Mark Goldbridge, Josh, mate. He does, honestly.
This with Ten Hag. When we got Ten Hag, there was a lot of people that looked at it. And hindsight's a great thing, isn't it? But at the time, a lot of people were like, he's a decent coach. Interesting. Man United might be serious. Obviously, well, we have won 2 trophies in 2 years. It's not been a total disaster, but obviously we're in a position talking about sacking him, so it's not been a total success either. But yeah, I don't want to go anywhere near some of the names I've mentioned. I would like to go for Nagelsmann, Alonso, or Amorim. None of those happen until the summer. The problem with this is, and let's have a grown-up conversation here. The problem with this is twofold. If you want one of those managers, right? What happened when we appointed Ten Hag? This is a great point. We got Ten Hag in May, at the very start of May. And he came to Manchester the day after he'd won the title with Ajax in the middle of May. And we still were chasing our tails in the transfer window. So that's a problem when you bring a new manager in the summer. It's the right time to do it, but the new manager, you almost write the first summer transfer window off. So that's a problem. Another problem is if you give the job to Ruud and he does well, it's human nature to start singing Ruud's at the wheel, give him a contract. Rio Ferdinand will be there going, I don't care what anyone says. Give him that contract. And that's another problem as well. Because if he does do well, how do you stop yourself from falling into that trap? It's all fine and well. As sat here tonight going, we mustn't give Ruud the job no matter what. No matter what, we mustn't give Ruud the job because we've done this before and it will set us back 3 years. We can all say that now, but when he's won his first 9 games and we're in the top 4 and we're playing better and the players are playing well, like they always do, people will be going, he's the guy. He's definitely the guy. Give him the job. It's funny on Ruud. Someone messaged me last night and said, here's an interesting fact on Ruud van Nistelrooy at PSV. Season before, more points than the season with Ruud. Season after, more points than the season with Ruud. I don't even know if that's true. Might just be nonsense. But look, I don't know what we get out of giving the job to Ruud van Nistelrooy, if I'm being honest. As Hodge says, he might be the guy. Do you think the media will let him be the guy, or do you think he'll be Ollie Mark II? Do you think he's damaged goods before he even gets the job because of Ollie? The brain works in strange ways.
I mean, I wouldn't mind to see Ruud van Nistelrooy in temporary charge, but I wouldn't want him to get the job permanently, because I believe we could still do a bit better than that. But temporary charge, just to steady the ship. Yes, absolutely. I would take him. Right. Let's move on to. I'll tell you what, we'll move on to Wherever United TV. He's a great Man United fan, he is. Adam, let's listen to what he's got to say.
Judging Day is officially tomorrow for Eric Ten Hag. Multiple reports that have gone on from our morning show and our midday show today, where we've reported that it didn't look like Ten Hag was actually leaving Manchester United. He's now officially left on holiday, according to ESPN and Rob Dawson. After talking to Manchester United's powers that be after the game at Aston Villa, he was given no indication that he was leaving Manchester United, but more reports have circulated after Manchester United officials, directors, and who is who, or anyone who is anyone at Manchester United, was arriving at Old Trafford for talks today, scheduled talks about everything Manchester United. It is now believed that the meeting tomorrow in London is the crucial one for the decision on Eric Ten Hag and whether INEOS actually go ahead and sack Ten Hag. There are lots of reports coming out as well that Ten Hag is going to get sacked. Ten Hag, in fact, is now got to a point where Joe Glazer, Sir Jim Radcliffe, multiple reports on him today, not being happy and ready to pull the trigger. We're going to get through all the reports, bring you everything that's happening in the news, and talk through your comments as we go through the live show. Get your comments in right now, everybody. Get watching this video. Stay in there. Give yourself a chance to actually get your comments and thoughts across. I was out at Old Trafford earlier on today talking to a few United fans. The video is out on the channel right now. Quite amusing, actually. Not in that these fans actually wanted Ten Hag to stay. Everyone is welcome to their opinion here on Forever United TV, as you all know. But quite amusing as to how they see things going, really, at Manchester United.
See, that is one thing I like about this channel already. He welcomes opinions. It doesn't matter whether you're in the ball trolled in or ball trolled out. To me, it really doesn't matter at all, because at the end of the day, that's your decision. And do I have a problem with it? No. No, I don't. Will I all of a sudden remove you from the channel just because you still back the manager? No, I won't. I'm not one of them YouTubers. I welcome opinions.
We had a bit of a laugh about it and everything. I know we shouldn't, because a man's job's on the line and we have to take these matters seriously, obviously, but still, the serious matter at hand is how Manchester United are playing. And that, apparently, according to reports, has now been brought under the microscope. And people in power at Manchester United are looking at Ten Hag in a different way, as in they are not happy. The performances are not where they expected them to be. And some actually saying that United are ready to pull that trigger and say goodbye to Eric Ten Hag. There's plenty of rumours around. We've got Jamie Jackson of The Guardian, who has been talking about it as well. I'm going to go through all of the reports and read out as many as possible as they have dropped throughout the day. So first of all, the Rob Dawson one that I was saying earlier on, I'm going to bring everything up on this one right now. Let's just go through absolutely everything. So NBC are talking about Manchester United and everything that's going on with Tuchel and Ten Hag right now. So I'm just going to go through MPB. Sorry, I'm going through everything. So Thomas Tuchel remains a candidate for Manchester United after Eric Ten Hag has been sacked. If Ten Hag has been sacked, that's what Romano put out earlier on, and it's all sort of stemmed from that comment there and gone forward. To complete change in Manchester United's first team coaching staff was due to tensions with Eric Ten Hag. Apparently, United's staff, Benny McCarthy, Van der Gaag, McLaren, everything that was going on, there weren't many happy people around Ten Hag, and that's why everything has been changed. So this, again, more proof that Manchester United are really backing, and INEOS have backed Ten Hag this summer in what he wanted. So again, yes, Ten Hag saying what he wants, and INEOS basically giving him what he wants. Some within Manchester United leadership team think Thomas Tuchel could be the man to replace Eric Ten Hag if he's sacked. However, Tuchel's side are pushing the fact that he could replace Ten Hag at the moment. More on this one from Chris Wheeler as well, saying Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Joe Glazer are Old Trafford and Carrington today. That there is a fans advisory board meeting and stadium discussions with Gary Neville, but Eric Ten Hag is also on the agenda ahead of Tuesday's board meeting. Ten Hag's future is in the air. So Chris Wheeler of the Daily Mail is saying his future is well and truly in the air. Although Sir Jim Ratcliffe said a decision over Eric Ten Hag's future is not his call, it's understood that he, Sir David Brailsford and Joe Glazer will have the final say based on recommendations of Omar Barada, Dan Ashworth and Jason Wilcox. So in translation into what the interview with BBC was saying, and Sir Jim Ratcliffe saying he has got nothing to do with the decision, he is the one that's going to say make the call. But in terms of decision, he's leaving that decision to Omar Barada and Dan Ashworth. So where it's lost in translation a bit is Ten Hag will listen to Dan Ashworth, Omar Barada, Jason Wilcox. He will discuss it with Sir David Brailsford, his second in control, and co-owner Joe Glazer, and then they will make the decision. That's how it's going to go down. Just to clear that up, because some people are saying that it'll be Dan Ashworth and Omar Barada making the call. They will make the call and let Sir Jim Ratcliffe know what's happening. Then Sir Jim Ratcliffe will be the one that goes and cuts that cord, and there goes Eric Ten Hag. Chris Wheeler carries on to talk and says, talks are ongoing at Manchester United over Ten Hag's future ahead of tomorrow's board meeting in London. The club must decide whether to stand by Ten Hag again or sack him. They're in no rush to make that decision, and sources say the major developments are expected today. So, are we expecting news today? I don't know. We may expect news today. There may be something late tonight. I expect more probably tomorrow. And then Rob Dawson goes on to saying, and this is a little bit where it changes up a bit, Eric Ten Hag spoke to Manchester United leadership team after the game at Aston Villa and was not given any indication that his job was under immediate threat, leading him to believe he is safe for now. Ten Hag has now gone on holiday. You can see what's coming there, can't you? We made a sort of tweet about it before and a little bit of a joke about it on Forever United TV. By the way, if you're not following us on Twitter, on X, please do so. Forever United TV, we are there. Link is in the description as well, guys. So go click on that for all the up-to-date news and snippets that you might be seeing coming into the videos throughout YouTube through the day. Rob Dawson's saying that he's on holiday. Do you reckon he's going to be for? Do you reckon that we're going to make a call again? It seems like every time a big call is to be made about Eric Ten Hag, he's actually on holiday. So it's going down a very similar road right now to where he was in the summer with Ten Hag back in June, and him having his jollies and not being happy that United would contact him there. Honestly, get over it, seriously. If it happens again, it happens again. United obviously won't be bothered about calling Ten Hag back off his holiday to fire him. You can go and spend as much time as you want on your break then. So, yeah, don't look at this as Ten Hag's on holiday and that's it. Because he's on holiday, no decision's going to be made. Manchester United will still pull the plug if then.
So, literally, if they decide to sack him, they're going to have to, make a video call to the ball trawled while he's on holiday. Right, okay here, mate. Here's your 17 million payout or 27 million payout, and then literally go, we've terminated your contract now. You can remain on holiday as long as you want. I mean, that is fucking crazy, honestly. Wow, unbelievable, man.
Decide to tomorrow. I did see Sir Alex Ferguson today. Well, at Old Trafford, I seen him getting out of his car and arriving. Sam Luckhurst and Ty Marshall from the MEM reporting on this. Sir Alex Ferguson was also at Old Trafford today. Steve Radcliffe and the INEOS members left the stadium after the meeting via a rear entrance where the public couldn't see them. And then we get into juicy stuff that's come out from Peter Hall, who's been talking to iPaper Sport, saying there is now a growing feeling Manchester United's football committee, Joe Glazer, Jim Radcliffe and Sir David Brailsford may pull the trigger and sack Erik ten Hag sooner rather than later. Some figures within Manchester United have observed that Ruud van Nistelrooy acting more like a manager in recent weeks. Erik ten Hag's future, that was from
I mean, that's a good point, actually, Adam has just made. That Ruud van Nistelrooy has showed a lot more passion on the touchline than what the Bulls ruled has. And obviously, Ruud van Nistelrooy and the Bulls ruled were having some sort of argument in the Aston Villa game, but I noticed this as well. Ruud van Nistelrooy is definitely showing a lot more passion. Yes, I did, mate. I had a cup of tea on stream earlier.
That was from Peter Hall as well, that one. Jamie Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson? Jesus. He's doing a bit, isn't he? Actually, on that, before we move on to to Jamie Jackson's piece there, let's get some comments flying in as well. Let's just stop it. Let's just have a little bit of a scroll down and go in there. Right. Okay. Zidane will never come to England. I think people have been talking about who's going to come in. Some people saying Zinedine Zidane. Zidane will never come to England. Maybe our board can ask Chelsea, Spurs and Liverpool where they got their coach. He deserves a holiday. God bless him, says Ant Seller. Will Ten Hag be sacked is a question mark from Amir. We'll find out tomorrow. Not sacking him. We're broke. Could barely afford Agate. We're not broke. We never have been broke. And sacking him, like Ornstein said, is not a problem for Manchester United.
Man United broke. Get out here.
A few disco biscuits and he won't be worrying about United. Roddy says, ring him when he is on his jollies and tell him he is sacked. Roddy's being brutal with that one there. Baham says, Ruud's action is that of someone must kick the player to wake up. Good cop, bad cop type of action. Mike says, fine, he might need it, but we're the same last time he were close to to being sacked. That's a funny part of it. In terms of Ten Hag being on holiday, sorry, the typos in them comments are killing me right now. I have the same problem at all. I just blame the technology. Even though I'm an Everton fan, I just saw the Manchester United rumours and I am hopeful that Erik ten Hag's reign of staying is going to come to an end. At least I want Ruud until the end of the season. Okay. Always take that from opposition fans.
Big up to you.
But hey, that's
Tony again.
Everyone's interested in what's actually going on. So
wow.
Yeah, that's what we're looking at. Over 100 likes already. Thank you, everybody. Keep them flying.
Fair play.
Christopher says, we need a mid-table manager for a few. We are a mid-table club at the moment. You mean a mid-table manager for a few weeks or months, Christopher? He didn't have that in the comment there. Sorry, just picking up on that. Adam, is there any way to sack Ten Hag without his 70 million payout? I'm shocked. INEOS never had the performance clause in the contract. Can we transfer him to a desk job to see out his contract? And shame we can't. And INEOS didn't give Ten Hag his contract. It was the one that was already in place. They chose not to give him one because their payout probably would have been more if it all went wrong. They probably would have calculated this error in a worst case scenario. Really worst case scenario. I think they would have thought we'd at least made it into the new year. And then it might have been less because the contract term has come down a little bit. This is what they've just been taking their time, I think, as well. There is financial implications in this as well as other performing on the pitch.
Yeah, literally. So it just depends if INEOS are willing to make the big payout, doesn't it? But, you know, I've not forgotten player ratings for the game against Aston Villa. I will get onto that, but I'll do that in the separate video. I am wrapping this up now, people. Thank you all so much for watching. Big up to Adam Partridge. Big up to Minerals FC. Big up to Michael.Chelsea FC. Big up to Hayden Cox. And big up to Daniel Knight 14. As always, pure Minerals landed in this live chat, as always. We keep it real on here, and we welcome all opinions as well. Thank you all so much for watching. Good night.